Watch it roll. Hey, yeah. Rockland World Radio. Shake it up, yeah. Shake it up, shake it up. Baby, don't lose control. Shake it up. Watch it roll. Hey, yeah. On Rockland World Radio. Shake it up. Yeah.
Hey, it's Shake It Up. And I'm Dali Blue, your host, and welcome to our show. Now, you're probably wondering, okay, what is Shake It Up about? And I'm going to tell you, I'm just going to give you a little information. Shake It Up is about you. It's about real people and their real lives and what's happening in today's world, okay? There are some amazing people out there that have so much to say, and they're looking for a venue to say it in. So that's where we come in. Now, we're not your cookie-cutter television, because we ain't that, okay? We are this wonderful theater in Nyack, New York, and we have some amazing people that we want to bring on. For example, today's guest we're going to bring on is an author of an amazing book. I mean, let me stop saying amazing. Am I saying amazing too much? I'm saying amazing too much. Okay, whatever. But he has this fantastic book out. His name is Giacomo Fasano. I'm not going to tell you anymore. He'll be on a little bit later, not that much later, but we're going to give him some time. But the show is about we have these segments, and every time we do a show, we're going to feature a particular segment. For example, one of the segments is called Musicology, and Musicology is about entertainers and what we do. I am a singer-songwriter. I am a performing musician, and I perform all over the metro area. Okay, thank you very much. And it's going to be about how hard we work. And let me tell you something. You know, I can't tell you how many times that I've gone to venues and they don't want to pay us any money when we go there and we sing our hearts out. And then sometimes you work actually hours and hours and hours singing your band. The drummer brings in all this equipment. I mean, it's a nightmare. At the end of the night, what do we get? So we got guests that talk about that. Another thing. Technology, techie stuff. I know there are so many of you people out there that love gadgets, and I do too. So we're going to be talking about gadgets. We're going to be talking about the internet. We're going to be talking about your car and the techie stuff that goes inside your car and makes it run, and the stuff that shouldn't be in there, but you're paying the money for it. Hello. Next thing we're going to talk about is the box. Now, we're not talking about a box. We're talking about losing your job. So many of us, moi included, we lost our job. And what happens? What happens when you lose your job? They give you a box. You pack your crap up in the box. We're talking years and years of working. Where do you go? What do you do? Unemployment? Forget about it. Okay? Looking for a job? Forget about it. Conventional measures? Forget about it. There's a new way to do stuff in the new world that we live in. And I ain't talking about the New World Order. Okay. Here's some more stuff. Media literacy. As part of my graduate work at the New School for Social Research in New York, I did a thesis work. It actually was a thesis production where we talked about basically how do you critically view the television. Now, we're not talking about the cookie cutter news folks that you see that sit behind a desk like I'm doing right now. I got people in the audience right now. I got someone over here, I don't know what the hell I'm saying. And she sometimes looks at me like I'm crazy, but I'm doing this. Why? Because I believe that people are tired of seeing the same old crap. And people want real information, real news coming from real people. So the other issue that I'd like to talk to you about, that's the media literacy. And there's a lot of videos, and I could talk all day, but the show's not about me. What's Up? Now, What's Up is a special segment, and it's about what's up? Okay? What is up in your life? And I'm talking about people that I see when I'm in New York City, and I'm traveling to New York City all the time as a commuter, work in New York. Yes, I have to work. I can't afford it unless I hit the lottery. There are people that are on this, homeless people that are sleeping on the streets. I see them so many times, and it's sad. And we're not talking about older people. We're talking about younger people. I'm talking women, females that I walk past on the street on 8th Avenue every single day. So we'll get into that too. That's the What's Up segment. So now that I told you all about that, am I good? Am I good? Okay. Hello, folks. Thank you for coming to the show. Now, first of all, I want to get into a little bit about some news. And you can just, let me know. Thank you very much. Jimmy, am I all right, Jimmy? Am I okay, Jimmy? Thank you.
Fine.
Thank you. So, I know everybody's heard about Prince, and I love Prince. As a matter of fact, yesterday when I was in the studio, I did, we were like working on some cover songs. And what I did was I said, let's do Purple Rain. So I did Purple Rain. It is on my Facebook page, Dali Blue, D-A-L-I-B-L-U, not E, B-L-U. You can go there. And the music is there. So when we're talking about Prince, we're talking about a genius to me. We're talking about an artist that works so hard out here. And for 18 years, from what I heard and from what I understand, he was working with Warner Brothers, and he was fighting Warner Brothers to also have his independence from his contract with them. To be an independent artist where you don't owe anybody anything. Okay, you make your own music, you distribute your own music, it is your music. And as an artist, musician, you want the rights to have your own music. And that's what it was about. So I'm sorry to hear about that. I've heard so many stories, a ton of stories about how he died. If he did die, we don't know if he did. But let me tell you something. I do have a problem with the plane crash. Now, I just want to say, okay, I'm not going there. Okay, I'm not going there. But I do have a problem with the plane crash. Where was the tape from the air traffic controller or something saying that it was deviating its flight pattern and it was stopping over here as opposed to going along its regular route? That's something for you to think about. We can talk about that during the next show. Okay, moving on. Route 87. Hello, north. It is a disaster. I don't understand why these people, they're like, I don't know what they were smoking or something. You get on Route 87, you're traveling north, upstate New York, and people, they don't even look. They cut you off in the front, they cut you off in the back, they move you over in your car. I mean, it's ridiculous. And I have a boyfriend who rides a motorcycle, and I don't even know how he does it because I'm scared and I'm inside my car. Okay, so we're going to talk about Route 87 later on, 87, but I just wanted to let you know it's a nightmare, okay? All right. Now, ladies, nails, gel manicures. I don't know what is going on, okay? Now they're telling us that you could get cancer in your fingernails from gel manicures. I heard this yesterday on the news. I don't understand it. I love my nails. I love going to the salon and getting my nails polished. I love the gel on my nails. The men love the nails. They don't like to see the feet without the polish on there. It looks horrible, especially when you pull up the sheets and you see the toes and there's nothing on it. I get it. But what I don't understand is if you knew there was carcinogenic material in the nail, why the hell did you let these nail salons put this stuff on our nails? Okay? I'll give you an answer. I don't have any money, but it's money. Big bucks. We're talking, it's a big industry. Okay? So, I said all that. One last thing I'm going to talk about is commuting to New York City. I am a commuter. I've been commuting from this area for several years. And let me tell you, and I'm going to tell you this, I hate it. I hate commuting. It sucks. And I don't know anybody who loves it. We get on the bus, and let me tell you, I froze my balls off out there waiting for a bus. To get on the bus, you pay a lot of money that you really can't afford to pay. And then you sit on the bus, and you wait for hours outside the Lincoln Tunnel. Somebody please tell me, does that make any sense to you? Doesn't make any sense to me. But then who am I? I'm just a commuter. So that pisses me off. If it pisses you off, let me know. We can talk about that on the next show. Okay? So, how am I doing? Very good. Thank you so much. And you ain't getting paid. We love volunteers. People don't get paid. I love you so much. Let's give a hand to the volunteers, man. They're absolutely, I get ratted and, torn apart and stuff because they always say, hey, Blue, look, this is capitalism, pure capitalism. You got to pay as you go. You got to pay. Even when you die, in the afterlife, you still got to pay for what you did here. So everybody's got to pay. And you know what? Hey, that's reality. But this is real reality. Okay, now, we are going to bring on, after this break, and you're going to hear my music, and if you like it, and if you don't like it, I'll tell you like Mary J. said, it's okay. Because you can not like it. But I hope you do like it because I want you to like it. I want you to make that connection. I want you to be here with me. I need you close to my heart. And I'm being seriously, really. Okay? I've been through a lot of stuff. But that's another story. So he's going to come on Giacomo and he's going to talk about his book and what it means to him after the break.
Rockland World Radio. Yeah. Watch it roll. Hey, yeah. Rockland World Radio. Shake it up, yeah. Shake it up, shake it up. Baby, don't lose control. Shake it up. Watch it roll. Hey, yeah. Rockland World Radio. Shake it up. Yeah.
Hello, and welcome to Shake It Up. And we're going to shake it up right now with my special guest, Giacomo Fasano. Hi, Giacomo.
Hello,
Thank you for
Dali.
coming on the show.
It's a pleasure. Thank you. Just want to say, just like I think I'm sleeping giant of health factors, I think the world is sleeping on a major singer here someday with that voice.
Thank you so much.
Haven't had the pleasure of heard you recently.
Thank you.
Quite enlightened, and thank you very much.
Thank you. And he's not getting paid. Okay, so I'm glad you're happy to be here. First of all, let's get into a little bit about your book. Hey, Jimmy, do we need some of that in the bottle, to make him a little comfortable?
We'll give it
You
a
don't
go.
think
We'll
so?
give it a go.
Okay, we'll try. What do you mean by power cycles? What is power cycles all about?
Okay. Well, Power Cycles developed from my own experiences. What was nice about my book is it's based on something I did. And it started off a little silly. I looked in the mirror about 3 years ago, and I've been running for about 8 years, and said, what's going on here? I'm starting to look better, feel better. It's got to be this running and sweating.
Well, we know you're looking good.
Thank you.
Okay.
And I said, it's just running and sweating. I've been doing it 5 days a week, hitting a 5 mile mark every time. Something's going on here. And I concluded that I wanted to write about this, just running and sweating. Okay. And what happened after that was I did a little research and started learning about what sweating really means, and it's quite enlightened me to the point that it's a real thing that we have to talk about and get out there.
Okay, now I'm not putting any humor in this, but, what's the difference between sweating like, you have sex and you're sweating it out and stuff, or, you sweat because you're nervous and that kind of sweat and the sweat that you're talking about?
That's a very good question. There are two types of sweat glands. Ones that are called endocrine sweat glands, release the water from the blood, and those are the ones that get rid of toxins. The other sweat glands under the arms, you can't control that. Those are just two types of personalities, the sweat glands. The ones I'm referring to and the ones that are life-saving are the endocrine ones.
Okay.
Those are hooked into our blood and circulatory system.
Amazing.
Yeah, it really is. And we'll talk about that, how science has actually identified the connections but never spoken about them.
Wow.
Never created anything as to why they're there. And I wrote a whole book and just recently came across the diagram and said, how did I even overlook that? And now I'm trying to go crazy and put social media slides out there, get in touch with the National Institute of Health, and pointing out that I've discovered that we've missed a major connection to our sweat glands, which are arteries and veins and capillaries, and that's how it's powered. If you think about it, the logic's there. When you start running and your heart rate goes up, what happens? Your circulation increases, right?
Right.
What happens if your circulation increases? Well, the pressure in these connections goes outward, right?
Okay.
And it forces in a process of water with elements coming out through the open pores.
Okay.
And what's most amazing is I predict this is going to be huge because when they look into that sweat gland, what's going on there? You got blood going in, but we're not sweating blood, right?
Right. Well,
so what's happening is it's taking in the good, the platelets, sending out water with elements like sodium, lead, nickel. And so this oversight has allowed the whole world to not view sweating as something that's like brushing your teeth. You have to do it.
Okay.
Okay, and so this is what I think I'm sitting on.
Does water play a part in this? Because I know that, like most recently my brother had an issue with dehydration. I did last year also.
Well, you got to watch dehydration. Your body is 42 liters of water. You can sweat up to 2% of your body weight. So that varies with everybody. I weigh 160 pounds. 2% of that is exactly 48 ounces. That's a liter and a half.
Okay.
I recommend and usually do a liter. So I'm 1/3 under where I could be at risk for dehydration.
Oh, wow.
Now, have I gotten close to that? Since I don't drink water when I run a lot of times, if I go 10 miles, I'll probably sweating close to my 48 ounces. And then I'll start drinking some water. For most people, you can drink water while you run. You can have it in your belt. I'm just one of those guys. My process, the power cycle, I believe the purge is more powerful if you do it all at once. And get that water out and let it dig deep. And so the circulation, when you know about this existence, what happens is the more you run, the harder you exert yourself, the more you sweat, the more it's digging deeper into your organs. This is a way of cleaning your brain, liver, kidneys, lungs, because your whole body is made up of cells, right?
Right.
Well, guess what's your largest carrier of water in your body?
What?
Your cells.
Okay.
Guess what the second largest area is?
I don't know.
Carrier. It's this area around the cells.
Yeah.
And then the third is your blood.
Oh,
Now,
okay.
guess what number 4 and 5 and 6 are?
What?
The brain, heart, and lungs. And guess what? They're made up of the top 3, right? So when it gets down to it, it really becomes the brain, heart, and lungs, your largest carrier of water.
That looks like this.
Right. And you know what? This discovery is going to be huge because factually, science knows the most amount of open pores in the body are 3 areas. 5, actually. The forehead, the front of the neck, and the back, and the palms and feet. Well, why is that? Now that you know these blood connections exist to the millions of sweat glands, they're there because then you have the most blood connections to support the needs of the largest carriers, the brain. So it's right there, the brain, and this is actually, I feel that water coming out my forehead, it's sweating my brain. And then the heart and lungs for the open pores in the neck and back. And it makes sense. And actually, I'm starting to see diagrams of the circulatory system, and you can see the veins coming off the back of the heart towards this front neck area where the pores are.
Well, you see,
I'm just convinced that God decided to make the body 42 liters of water. It was one of his first decisions because blood and water. And his second decision was to make sweat glands because you can't have a pool of water without having some type of exit strategy.
Well, see, I'm very interested in this also, too, because of the fact I'm a certified Reiki healer.
Well, we're going to talk about reasons why to be into it.
But hold on one second.
The major reasons are illnesses, and 9 out of 10 people don't exert themselves to a heavy sweat often. Only people who do it are athletes, soccer players, basketball players, LeBron James. They get paid to do it, and look at them.
Yeah.
They look like $1 million, and they match their contracts. And you know what? They have the light, but they don't even know they're getting healthy until my book comes out and tells people why they look so good.
Well, let me just mention about this book a minute. This book is very thick, very thick.
Yes.
And you've covered many different pathologies in this book and have expanded even into metaphysical realms. My question to you is, did you study medicine?
Well, listen, I went to law school. My favorite topic in high school was science. You can ask people. I used to give her an apple. I was the only one raising my hand. I loved science, and I don't know why I didn't go for science, and I may still. But I'll tell you what.
Should have been a doctor or
you know what?
something.
And I may still do it because the power cycle makes your mind young and fresh, and you can do anything. And that's what another thing is. It gives you total body strength. You use your will and these runs. You're incorporating your body for what it's meant to be. God made our body with limbs. He made these pores and hooked up to our circulatory system. We're supposed to live an active life, okay? There's a guy in here named, I'm drawing a blank on my own first 3 pages. 2,500 years ago, he said walking is man's best medicine. He knew that from observation. He was like the first Greek, Hippocrates, his name is. Anyway. Okay. So I'm taking it to the extent it's running is man's best, best thing to do because it self heals the body.
But what is the super you?
Super you is a term I came up with. Everything
I love it.
Again, everything was based on my thing. It's like, well, I'm a super you now. What does that mean? I lifted weights for 20 years. I went to the gym like the typical person. Blah, 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 blah. Barely break a sweat, and I think I'm looking good. I said, this has got to change. But I didn't want to lose, the typical weightlifting thing because you got to grow your muscles. So what super you became was, you lift weights, you add in yoga for stretching and flexibility, and then you bring in the hard cardio and the spiritual lifting from using your will and the sweat to get out the toxins, and then you regenerate. And that's regeneration plus growth is what Super You is.
Oh, wow.
It's not just being satisfied with the growing muscles. It's adding in the getting out the bad elements through sweat, which comes with it, exertion. And so you're regenerating. And there's so many things about regeneration. I don't want to get too crazy here.
Right.
But when you do running and any type of cardio, even sex, as long as you're using your heart rate, that's the key to my program. I don't care what you do. Just don't sit in a sauna because that's going to be sweat from heat.
Oh, that I can.
Now, you got to use your heart rate. You can
You
climb.
like the sauna?
All right. My point is, it was a time limit. You have to hit 68 minutes for a reason because it brings with it 3 accelerators. The high calorie burn, which is very important.
Right.
High sweat total, of course, is very important. And an endorphin release.
Well, let me ask you this. This is a question that I really wanted to ask you. For you ladies out there are ladies, women that are watching this also. What is the relationship between, and if you can make it brief, what is the relationship between sweat, hair retention, and graying? Because I read it in your book.
It's very simple. The body's been known has mechanisms of getting rid of toxins. Currently, your urine, your defecation, going to the bathroom, hair, nails, and sweat. The one that people don't even talk about for some reason.
Okay.
The other ones are biologically fixed. Okay, they can't control them. They grow your nails at a certain pace, right?
Okay.
If you don't use sweat as the main course of getting your toxins out of your body, you shut it down like a lot of people, then your hair and nails take the grunt of getting rid of toxins. They're all forced out of this canned situation, and they're trying to get out. And the skin, too. You see moles will grow. And these are signs of how cancer grows. And you see people who don't sweat, the toxins are trying to get out of them. The hair and nails get gray, diminished. So these are things over time, decades. But that's what aging has become, what people accept it. It's really just your cells changing composition from the influence of toxins.
Okay.
We weren't born with lead in our body, not too much of it.
No, that makes sense.
Mercury,
That makes sense.
Mercury, aluminum, but they come in through foods, the airs, part of our earth. Now with industrialization, pollution, nuclear wars, you have so many other aspects that are adding toxins out there.
Right.
It's almost like, well, guys, why don't you start using the one that we can control upward, unlimited,
Do
that
I
can
have
carry out nanogram-sized particles out of your body. Nanogram is the smallest size piece of sand.
Yeah.
That's
interesting. Do I have time for one more question?
I'm sorry, I get a little fired up here.
I know. It's the super you coming out of you.
Yeah, I had a power cycle session this morning and then a little limoncello.
Oh my God! You want to bring him some more?
Nah.
Okay.
How are we doing on time?
All right, we're good. Okay, so I'm guessing our viewers can get a sense of what it's meant by, like the fountain of youth.
Okay.
You mentioned in your book, and if you could just be brief, what are the 3 fountains?
Sure. The 3 fountains are the fountain of sweat, which you turn on through your own habits, and over years it leads to the fountain of youth and fountain of holiness. And I truly believe that the holiness one is, again, incorporating your will, journeys, exertion, missions, and running, and it raises your spirituality. Okay, that's fountain of holiness. And the fountain of youth comes from removing these toxins and getting rid of all the bad your body wants to get rid of on a regular basis through sweating.
So that means, ladies, that we may not have to get our nails done as much as we'd love to, and we could live to maybe 200 and look fabulous. Look like
I know it sounds kind of crazy, but I do believe we are looking at lifespans of 150 and upward, and mobility. If we really incorporate taking it to the extreme multiple times a week for the rest of your life, to me, this has to be your number one priority. It's 166 hours in a week. Again, 166 hours. This is 5 hours. 68 minutes, 5 times a week to change your life forever. To drain your body of every bad toxin possible. And to reset your water, you drink the water after you get rid of it. The concentration levels of sweat are 25 to 50 times greater than anything that comes into your body. You do 1 liter of sweat, it has 0.05 milligrams of lead in it, minimum. That is like 5 cases of water, because water has lead in it. So people splitting hairs about what water they drink. Just go sweat a liter, and you just took care of 5 cases of them.
Wow, that's amazing.
And I said I was going to go on to Flint, Michigan, and I would drink their contaminated water and go right next and then run for an hour and a half and test my sweat, and it would be spiked up with lead, because that's how powerful this system is. Again, we're water-based. I didn't make this up. God put me on a mission. This is God's campaign more than mine at this point. I really believe that.
Amen.
Because I truly believe that, you can't even make this stuff up. You
well,
can't make it up.
Well, I really appreciate you coming on the show to talk about your book. I mean, this is amazing work that you've done. And I think our time is about up, but where can we get this book? The book, Revolutionary Power Cycles, where can anyone get it? Is it on the internet?
It's commonly, yes, it's available on Amazon and BarnesandNoble.com, as well as my publisher, XLibris.com. It's only available online at this point. It is,
Hardback.
actually, I saw it on eBay too.
Softback.
There's many people selling it on eBay.
Oh, really?
So it's
Okay.
ground levels there. It's just not picked up. Like I said, we're missing some accreditation. Hopefully, we shook it up a little bit today, and we can get things.
Hey, that's the whole
point
point of the show. You know, you're
but
shaking it.
it's going to take a little time to get some of the facts out there. Once I get the government to accredit some of the facts I put together, and I think we'll be going in the right direction. It's truly a pleasure to be on your show. 'Cause you're awesome.
Yes, and it's a pleasure having you. Thank you so
Dali.
much.
Thanks for listening, everyone. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you. So we'll take another little break, and then we're going to wrap it up.
All right, let's do the real one now.
Jeez.
You always.
Watch it roll. Rockland World Radio. Yeah. Shake it up. Watch it roll. On Rockland World Radio. Yeah. Shake it up. Watch it roll. Rockland World Radio. Yeah. Shake it up. Watch it roll.
Here we go. Hey, and welcome back to Shake It Up. We're shaking it up today, everybody. I mean, that was just amazing, what we heard from Giacomo about his new book, Revolutionary Power Cycles. And where can they get a free copy, or, can they contact me?
I have 10 free books for the first Dali Blue fans that call in and say they want it.
10
Fine.
free books. But
Send them to your Facebook page.
come to my Facebook page, DALIBLU. Okay, DALIBLU. Or you can go to daliblue.net, which is DALIBLU, not the E.net, and you can get a free book from, the Power Cycle book, Revolutionary Power Cycles, from Giacomo Fasano, and also. Now, I just want to leave you with just a little word. When you are out there in the world today, and you are basically thinking about, your life and what you want to do with your life. The only thing I can say to you, because I've gone through a lot. I've gone through losing family members, mother, father, brother, sister, and I can tell you one thing is that, hold on. You have to have some faith in yourself. Don't let anybody, and I mean nobody, tell you that you can't do whatever it is that you want to do. Live out your dream. There's no rules anymore. I don't know if you remember the movie The Matrix, but yeah, we do live in a matrix. Because when you go to work every day, you're like a robot. You go there at 9, you clock out at 5. And then what do you do with your life the rest of the time? And you know what? If you are in a position where you can go out there and, let's say, make a decision on doing something that you really want to do, where you have the passion and your heart is truly into it, go do it. Shake up the world. Shake it up with inside of you first, because that's where it starts. It has to start here. So shake it up, make that decision, take action, and go ahead and do it. And tell fear to kiss your butt, because there's no time for fear. Just go ahead and do it. And guess what? When people come around and they tell you, oh, you're never going to make it, you're never going to do it, tell them, get away from me. Get them out of your life. Put more of the positive people in your life and that positive energy in your life. And also, if you need a little Reiki session, hook me up. You know what I mean? Just let me know. I'll give you a Reiki session. I'm definitely certified. I can do it. And we all need a little energy adjustment, because when you adjust the energy, you adjust the mind. And when you adjust all of this, your life is adjusted. So I want to thank you for our show. Shake it up. Shake up your life. Love you. Peace.
Rockland World Radio. Yeah. Shake it up. Watch it roll. On Rockland World Radio. Yeah.
Not just radio, it's Rockland World Radio. RocklandWorldRadio.com.